In the heart of the Igbo land lay the once peaceful village of Amachala. Amachala was known for its fertile land and agricultural produce. This village was under the rulership of King EZEDIKE, whose wisdom and kindness brought prosperity and joy to his people. King EZEDIKE was loved by all in his community for his good sense of judgment and his contributions to the society, ensuring the safety of all. His palace is open for both rich and the poor. There was no discrimination in the way he treats people. Oftentimes, King EZEDIKE orders the palace maid to give food and drinks to the little children who come into the palace. King EZEDIKE, sitting in his cabinet with a few members of his cabinet fully dressed, one of them, known as Chief Nanka, said to King EZEDIKE, "My king, may you reign for long. We, your cabinet members, are here today with a matter of great concern." EZEDIKE asked, "And what may that be?" Nanka continued, "You know we love you and want the very best for you. Don't you think it's time for you to make arrangements of getting a second wife, at least to bear you a son who will take after you?" EZEDIKE, silent for a moment, then responded, "Chief Nanka, I understand the concerns of all of you. All I can say to you all is, when the time is right, the gods will give me a son and the heir apparent to the throne. If you say so, my king, so shall it be." They further continued with other discussions concerning the community. King EZEDIKE woke up one morning feeling troubled by his inability to give birth to a son who will take over the throne when he's gone. As Queen Oma, who was laying beside him, woke up, she realized something was bothering him. "My king, the lion himself, my loving husband, what troubles you?" she said in a concerned tone. King EZEDIKE's mood lightened up as Oma cheers him up. "Lolo, seeing you alone brightens my day. Don't worry, I'll be fine." Oma blushes as King EZEDIKE appreciates her daring beauty. Queen Oma is a very beautiful lady and also a lover of children. Due to her love for children, the kids in the community always have a warm welcome into the palace. She is loved and respected by all in the community. As soon as King EZEDIKE left his room and went into his chambers, he summoned the guard. "Go and call the chief priest to my palace. Tell him that it's a matter of great concern," King EZEDIKE instructs the guard. Few minutes later, the chief priest of Amachala arrived at the palace. "Greetings, my king. May your reign be long," EZEDIKE responded. EZEDIKE said with worries on his face, "It's been years now I got married to my wife Oma, and until now she has not been able to conceive. This is becoming a great concern, not just to me but the entire community. My kinsmen advised me the other day to take a second wife, but I don't want to do that. Eyes of the gods, what do you advise? What is my fate?" The chief priest was silent for a moment. Then he spread out his mat and poured some cowries on the mat floor he was sitting on and muttered some incantation for a while and repeated the same process again and expressed a face of shock. Said to Ezedike, "My king, Ezedike Nnaya, the gods have spoken. Your wife, Oma, is pregnant and will give birth to a baby boy. He shall be named Ikemefuna. But my king, you have to make arrangements as quick as possible before dawn today to take her far away from the community, a place that no one from the village of Amachala knows, because I see a dark cloud looming around this palace." King Ezedike asked, "What do you mean by dark clouds looming around the palace?" The chief priest already packed his cowries into his bag, stood up and said to the king, "The gods have spoken," and he left immediately. King Ezedike was filled with mixed emotions, excited that his wife is pregnant and sad that she would have to live in hiding to keep the baby safe. He immediately sent for the palace physician, who confirmed that Oma is pregnant. He was so excited. He explained to his wife his encounter with the chief priest and the plot to take over the throne by his younger brother Asika. Queen Oma was scared and urged the king to come along with her. Ezedike said to her, "I will never leave my kingdom for anyone. I would rather die defending my people than run away." Oma cried so bitterly, hugged her husband. At first, she refused to leave the palace, but after making her understand that it's for her safety and the baby, Oma reluctantly agreed to leave the palace. At dawn that same day, Queen Oma and her most trusted maid and bodyguard traveled far away to a distant town where they are not known, never to return until Ikechukwu becomes 18 years. That was the instruction from King Ezedike. However, King Ezedike is fully aware of his brother's scheme to take over the throne. On various occasions, he has confronted King Ezedike and mocked him for not having a child, that when he is dead, he will take over the throne. He never suspected that his brother Asika will go to the length of killing him. One fateful night, as the moon hung high and the villagers slept soundly, Asika, with the support of a few corrupt kinsmen, executed a treacherous plan. He murdered King Ezedike, his brother, searched around for the queen and her cohort, but they are nowhere to be found. Asika seized the throne and plunged Amachala into an era of chaos. The once peaceful community quickly fell apart. When the villagers learned about the death of their king and the missing queen, everyone was thrown into mourning. Shortly after the demise of King Ezedike, Asika was crowned the king of Amachala. The people of Amachala were not happy about the recent developments, but have no choice than to continue living their lives. Few years later, the community of Amachala started experiencing several unusual difficulties. The large stream where the community fetched water from dried up for the very first time. People had to travel to the neighboring villages to fetch water. Famine spread like wildfire as a result of the fact that the farm production reduced drastically. The villagers, gripped by fear and despair, sought answers from various chief priests, but the gods remained silent. Despite numerous consultations, The villagers found no peace, neither do they have answers, as desperation grew and all hope seemed lost. Meanwhile, far from Amachala, in the village of Amato, lived a renowned high chief priest known as Ezemo, renowned for his wisdom and integrity. When words of Amachala's plight reached him, he knew it was time to act. Ezemo received a divine message instructing him to travel to Amachala and confront the wicked king. Ezemo journeyed to Amachala, braving treacherous paths and hostile stairs. Upon reaching the palace, he boldly declared in the presence of King Asika and his kinsmen, peace would only return if the rightful heir, King EZEDIKE's son, assumes the throne. Unknown to Asika, his brother had fathered a child with his wife Queen Oma. He further declared, the king must confess and abdicate the throne for the rightful heir to take his place. Asika, enraged by the audacity of the chief priest, ordered his execution immediately. Before the guards could reach him, Ezemo vanished into the thin air, leaving behind echoes of his haunting laughter. Ignoring the warning, Asika continued with his tyrant rule, ignorant of the impending doom that he is about to face. The wrath of the gods descended upon Asika and his conspirators. A mysterious illness befell them, causing them unbearable suffering. Asika's cries for help went unanswered, and his kinsmen deserted him, fearing the cause. In his final moments, he realized the gravity of his sin, but it was too late. Asika's body was cast into the evil forest, where wild animals feasted upon his remains. With the wicked king's demise, Ezemo guided Ikemefuna and his mother Queen Oma back to the Amachala kingdom. Looking at Ikemefuna, he is a typical resemblance with his father EZEDIKE, and the people doesn't need a soothsayer to tell them that Ikemefuna is the biological son of the former king EZEDIKE. The villagers were so happy to welcome the rightful heir with open hands. Ikemefuna's coronation was a moment of joy and hope. There was lots to drink and eat, and everyone was happy. As he ascended the throne, peace and prosperity returned back to the land. The rivers flowed again. The harvest was bountiful. Under King Ikemefuna's wise and just rule, Amachala flourished once more. He married his childhood friend Akudo, and their union symbolized the restoration of harmony. The villagers, now free from the fear and suffering, celebrated their new king with songs of praise. Queen Oma, who was by Ikemefuna side all along, advised him in certain decisions he takes regarding various issues. The tale of the wicked king and his downfall became a forgotten history, a reminder that justice and righteousness would always prevail regardless. Thank you for watching this story till the very end. Share with me in the comment section what moral lessons you have learned from this tale. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel at African Story Tales by Ebi. Like and share, turn on your notification bell to get notified on my next post. Stay tuned for more interesting story coming your way. I remain your favorite storyteller, African Tales by Abby. Bye.